Hi, everybody. You know, it's true that not everybody can be in a super good mood all the time. So, my story today is a little bit different. And after I read it, I'll talk just a little bit about, well, have you ever heard someone say, turn that frown upside down? And we'll talk about what that means, okay? This book, Alexander and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Okay, the book is by Judith Viorst. Okay, I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running. And I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. And there he is, awake, grumpy already, as can be. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia, he says. Da da da, breakfast time. Gotta be something said for trying to keep a pouty face on, right? At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. At singing, she told me I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. And there he is in the classroom, and his picture of the invisible castle. There were 2 cupcakes in Philly Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on the top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert for them? It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Oh. That's what it was. Because after school, my mom took us all to the dentist, and Mr. Fields found a cavity in just me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said, I'll be in Australia. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot. And while we were waiting for my mom to go get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy, and then I started crying because of the mud. Nick said I was a crybaby. Ow. Ow. And while I was grabbing Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. I am having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I told everybody. No one even answered. So there's the mom getting after the boys. Grab it. I've had enough, he says. So then we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers. Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes. But then the shoe man said we're all sold out. They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. Trying on shoes. When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copying machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk, and I was as careful as could be, except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad said, please don't come along to pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. And there's his dad in the office going, oh boy, why did these kids come in when they can't leave things alone? Kids are curious, right? There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate limas. There was kissing on TV, and I hate kissing. So there he is, not enjoying his dinner and going, oh, brother, about the TV show. My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes. My marble went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. Look at that. Still not happy in the bath. Railroad train pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow he said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse light burnt out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not me. It has been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says some days are like that. Even in Australia. So there they are. Nighttime. Looks like they all share a room. Oh, even in Australia. Good night. Hope the next day's better. So it really is true. Some days can feel like that, right? Do you know some things you could do if something happens and it gets you in a really grumpy mood? I think something like telling a joke or helping to cheer somebody else up or helping someone always gives a good feeling, right? If you have brothers and sisters and they're sitting at the table and, oh, I forgot the milk for my cereal. Well, you could go get up and bring them the milk, and that makes them feel better, and in turn makes you feel better. Something just really, really simple. And I hope all your days are good, but sometimes we all get a little grumpy, and that's okay. Thank you for listening.